So, the question in question: why are online video games so much more difficult now than they were 10 years ago? Because honestly, we're getting slapped by little Timothy and friends every single time you get onto FIFA, get onto Apex, Valorant. It doesn't really matter. You're facing up against kids who are better than you. This is just a theory. At least all of these points are, because I haven't done any research into it because I'm lazy as shit, and this is just what I think. But I have some theory, right? That might give us a clue. So before anything else, let's crack on.
Drop it.
Okay, so point number one, and this point is definitely relevant for people in third world countries, and it's probably the reason for the rest of the points, but it's also the reason as to why I think that South African gamers aren't going pro and aren't as good, because it's just not. I have not seen many South African video game professionals in the esports community or anything similar, so I don't know, sue me, but that's just what I think. But if anybody does know any famous South African esportsmen at the moment, that would be, just drop it in the comments. That would be like really cool, and give the video some love. That would be nice as well. At least a bit more love than South African esports gamers get. So point number one is infrastructure. And when you come from a third world country that is as as this, and only discovered Wi-Fi in 2013. I at least didn't know what Wi-Fi was or internet was technically, but Wi-Fi more specifically, until 2012. And that is a problem for people who want to play online video games, because internet is kind of required to play online video games. I mean, people from all over the world remember a time where PS2 video games were played online. I've never met anybody who's played PS2 video games online in my life. I mean, maybe one guy, but that's just the case in point of what I'm trying to get at here. I mean, when Black Ops 2 and like FIFA 13 came out, that's when online gaming started becoming a thing in South Africa, which technically meant that we were already behind everybody else. And it builds into my next point as to why online video games now are more difficult than they were 10 years ago. And I'm not talking about better, not the games themselves being better. I mean why it's more difficult to play them against other people. With Wi-Fi and internet only, we had the broadband thingy, everybody had the dial-up internet, we all know what that was, but that was dog. You couldn't do anything with that internet anyways. So when proper infrastructure started kind of getting built in like 2013, and even still, we don't have as good of an internet service as most countries. It makes it kind of tough. And it builds into my next point actually, because my next point is we got into online video games late. Point number two. Got into online video games late. If you think about it, we're already behind us in our 20s and 30s.
Damn you, old man!
Some of us are very good, but you'll never be as good as the kid that started at 6 years old. And I mean, they already jump experience on you, which is hard. It's the number one reason why little Billy is just clapping my ass cheeks all day long.
What did you say?
It's why we're getting beaten up by 12-year-olds in Apex, and and it's tough. It's tough to handle. My heart is breaking. Very quick point there, but it builds into point number three, which is we're having to catch up with the young ones, which is just true. I mean, we'll never be able to outdo the experience that they've already got. I only started playing online video games in 2016, so that's like what, 5 years. Some kids younger than me have been playing for like 10 years, when Call of Duty World at War came out and all that shit. And it makes it hard. At least I'm being very specific towards shooters here, but shooters are probably like some of the most competitive style esports games that there are. I mean, yeah, okay, Dota and your MOBAs as well. It's a similar thing, except for the people who were kind of playing World of Warcraft before, or StarCraft and shit like that. Maybe for the guys who are playing those kind of games, like StarCraft and World of Warcraft, okay, you guys got to jump in terms of of Dota 2 and all that stuff, but our internet still only started kicking in really late. At least this is the experience I had. I don't know about everybody else. Maybe the world just hid it from me, and you know, like, internet was actually a thing in South Africa in like 2006, like proper internet. Like, I mean, like 50 up, 50 down. Maybe it was. I don't know, because I never got to experience that joy in life, unfortunately. Just like having a big penis is something I'll never realize. With everything that's said and done in this video, the fourth point is probably the most important, and it's the one that strays furthest away from the previous 3 points, and it's that, you know, maybe you're just shit.
You guys are trash! 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 Trash!
I feel like I'm speaking to myself in this video more than anything, and I'll definitely give it a watch afterwards and really think on my future in online video games. But that's really it. No amount of proper internet or experience or practice ranges is ever going to make you not bad at the game. It might, but in my opinion, it's just going to make you not as bad as you were before, but you're still going to be bad. And there's just no substitute for that kind of shit.
That's right.
Yeah, very nice.
Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.